I remember when the Detroit Lions were the place that you went to go. You had to overpay people in order to come here because they weren't winning games at the time. Now that they've become a winning organization, yeah, it's new. It's 2-3 years old, but it's still a winning organization as we speak. We don't have to necessarily do that anymore. The culture, the vibe, the winning of the organization has changed, and now we don't have to overpay players. But when it comes to winning, it looks like Maxx Crosby has made his bed, and he's going to have to sleep in it for another 3 years after his current contract. Coming from Ian Rappaport, says the Raiders are making star edge rusher Maxx Crosby, check this, the highest non-paid QB in the NFL. It's a 3-year deal worth up to $106 million with $91 million guaranteed. And then they go on to list who made the deal. Now, if you follow it, Maxx Crosby already had 2 years remaining on his deal. He got a 3-year extension, which now puts him on the Las Vegas Raiders through 2029, at which time he'll be 33 years old. Now, if you go with the guarantee, it's just over $30 million a year. What he could make up to is 35.5 per year is what Maxx Crosby could make if it goes the entire 106. Now, I remember made a lot of videos about this on my Detroit Lions channel during the trade deadline, not so much during the offseason, but as coaches were getting fired and Devontae Adams was traded last year and Josh Jacobs was signed by the Green Bay Packers in free agency, that Maxx Crosby was the loner. He was the remaining guy. He talked a lot about winning, and he tried to follow in Myles Garrett's footsteps of, yeah, he said he wanted to be a Raider, but after Myles came out and said that he needed to hear something, a plan from the organization, that, you know, he would do, kind of follow in Miles's footsteps. But I kind of knew he would stay. Once they hired Coach Carroll, Maxx Crosby went on Radio Row and said that he could see the changes that were being made. I was like, you know what? This guy is going to stay. And good for him. He got the money, and I guess he's going to be satisfied. Now, the question that I have for you is, do you think this was a good move? Do you think it was a good move for Maxx Crosby to take this extension? I know we might have a few Raiders fans that watch this channel, and I don't think the Raiders are going to win it all soon. Now, as a Lions fan, it's tough. You know, we've never been to a Super Bowl. We've never won one, but that's the goal, right? The goal is not only to get there, but to win. Do you believe that in the next 5 years, the Raiders will be the juggernauts in the AFC? They've got to take out the Bills. They've got to take out the Ravens. They got to take out the Kansas City Chiefs. And to be honest, I haven't seen a scary Raiders organization in a very long time. A very long time. So you're talking about, you would have to go back to the early 2000s, the first go-round with John Gruden. You would have to go back there, in my opinion, to that Super Bowl. When was the last time? What was it? Late 90s, early 2000s. So, again, do I think that the Raiders are going to make it anytime soon? I don't. Do I think they're going to make it under Maxx Crosby's extension? I don't. I don't think they got too much. Right now, they don't even have a quarterback on their roster. So we'll see they got one on the roster, but not a starting caliber quarterback. So let me know what you think. Do you think this was a smart move? You know, Max, he wanted to be there. Good for him. I respect any player that wants to go down with the ship, because we've seen it all too often where sometimes a person will chase a ring, sometimes they'll chase a bag, and sometimes they add up where you can stay, you can get paid with the team that's going to win the ring. So Max could have taken a path of chasing the ring. He didn't do that. He decided to stay with the team that drafted him. He was very clear he wanted to do that. I don't think he's going, but you talk about winning, right? And do you think, so obviously Myles thinks that they're going to turn it around, at least under this current contract. But the question I have is, do you think that he's going to be able to turn it around? Do you think that the Raiders are going to turn it around between now and 2029? Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Maxx Crosby, I guess he said he wanted to be a Raider for life. Well, it's sure looking like that right now.